Hatenna has now graced us with its non-shiny presence in max battles. It's a T1 battle, so it only costs 250 particles, and Max Monday is also happening in the middle of the Phantom Ruins event. So during this period we have the bonus of collecting up to 1600 particles per day. So if you're like me and having stacked your particles from yesterday, I've got 2000 left over. Today I still haven't collected any, so if I played it right I could collect up to 4000, which means I could, in theory, within the hour do 16 of these battles completely for free. And now that I've actually dragged myself out here for Max Monday, it's kind of dawned on me that I don't actually want to do that. But if you're going for Hatenna, like I said, it can't be shiny, but you're looking for the hundo, obviously. 492 is the CP that you're going to be looking for, so that's something that I would like to chase, just because I have goals in terms of a hundo dex. But I'll be honest, it's probably not one that I'm going to be chasing too hard while it's out. And not even just because it doesn't have a shiny yet. Go to bonus challenge. Here's our first one. 467 is not the hundo, and that's Dynamax Hatenna. Geez, exciting stuff. I like the name of its max move. That's Max Starfall, which is a fairy type max move based off of Charm, which it can learn because while it's not a fairy in its base form, Hatenna, or the second stage evolution, becomes a psychic and a fairy type, much like Gardevoir. So talking really quickly about Hatenna, which is the second stage evolution for Hatenna. As a psychic type, it has access to Psycho Cut, which is a one-turn fast move, one-turn moves being the best for charging up the max meter. Being psychic, of course, it's going to be dealing super effective to the likes of poison types and fighting types, especially in the game. 476. A little bit better, but not great. But the other and probably more important thing to note about Hatenna is that it actually has a Gigantamax form, and I believe that it might be the only Gigantamax Pokemon to have a fairy type G-Max move. So aside from the Dynamax version, which can't be shiny, and quite frankly there's going to be better things to use in a Dynamax capacity, 476 again. Wowzers. My firm belief is that these are out here and now in preparation for the soon to be released non-shiny version of Gigantamax Hatenna. But for the moment, compared to other psychic types that we currently have available in D-Max battles in the game right now, Metagross is going to be sitting as your number one attacker from a psychic standpoint, but in terms of fairy type attackers, Hatenna is actually our very first, so for some of us that could be exciting to get after. It feels a little weird that they're thinking to introduce a fairy type attacker right now. And honestly, I wonder if it's kind of alluding to things that are coming up or that might happen sometime in the game very soon. Because as always, we're catching on to things being released in a very particular order. I don't know. But maybe we'll see the likes of Gigantamax Urshifu coming out soon. A single strike form being a dark and a fighting type. That gives great purpose for a non-shiny Gigantamax fairy type Pokemon. 472. Ugh. I mean, even for players that can't get the Gigantamax done, they still have the Dynamax versions. Could Urshifu be coming? I feel like the more and more I do of these, the more I realise how irrelevant it is. But if Urshifu's coming, I better get that candy, so let's leave behind Cubfu. 463. We'll leave Urshifu behind in this one. Gonna get all the candies. That Gigantamax is coming. I just can't see any other reason for this being here. I mean, think about it. We've already had a situation where a fairy type could have been useful. Dynamax Sableye, which is just a recent release. We didn't have any fairy type max Pokemon in the game. Leave behind Urshifu. 476. I might as well go and find one more so I can claim my max particle limit. On the little drive here, I think I figured it out. I kind of understand why I feel some way about this. And my apologies if your head's kind of spinning a little bit because, well, I mean, mine is. You're just reacting to how I'm feeling and jumbling around in my brain in real time. Because genuinely, I'm still struggling to see or understand the purpose behind this Pokemon's release. I think personally how I'm seeing it is my mind's already set. I think something's coming to Max Battles really soon where we're going to be needing good fairy type attackers. And while I wouldn't necessarily call Dynamax Hatenna a good fairy type attacker, as far as fairy type attackers go, we really don't have any other choice. But if you're looking to grind these for the purpose of using it as a psychic type, personally I wouldn't bother. We've got Metagross, which is going to be far better. The only advantage that Hatenna has over Metagross is the fact that it can learn Psycho Cut, which is a one-turn fast move. It'll charge the max meter faster, but it has less bulk, it has less attack. It's just not going to last as long, and it's going to be doing less damage at the same time, so really not worth the effort. But as a fairy type attacker, it's the only option that we have. But again, as I mentioned, the caveat being we currently do not have in Pokemon Go a one-turn fast move of a fairy typing. And in fact, as far as fairy type fast moves go, Hatterene only learns Charm, which is the worst of them in terms of being able to offer up any kind of energy towards the max meter in a meaningful way. It's a 3-turn fast move, which means it's going to be charging the max meter 3 times slower than Psycho Cut. So that settles it. I'm going to check the IVs on this one. That's at least my best one for tonight. 14, 14, 14. I can work with that. So for now, Hatterene's best function is going to be as a fairy type attacker in the Dynamax phase only. But its absolute best function is going to be when Gigantamax Hatterene comes out. Because at least in that case, you can give it Psycho Cut so that it'll charge up the max meter if you really need to use it in the build-up phase. And then you'll get access to the fairy move when it Gigantamaxes. So for now, if you're a fan of Hatenna, the best Max Monday that you want to be playing for free. That is all. Is it just me feeling like this about Hatenna? I don't know. Let me know how you feel down in the comments. Good luck on the hunt, and we'll see you in the next one. But that's alright. Hush.